to keep from dying, but you're still here and it still hurts. So you better try again. Ascending all the time could destroy you. It feels like there is something beneath. The smallest things begin to annoy you. This goal of yours is just out of reach. It's just enough to keep on trying, but not enough to keep from dying. But you're still here and it still hurts. So you better try again.
Hey yo! Oh, no, that's not right. One sec.
That is not working. What? Bass boosted? Is it right now? I saw it peaking, even when I was not loud. I wasn't talking very loudly, and I saw it peaking. I disconnected it and went back. Hello! Everything goes wrong in the 5-minute countdown. I had to let the dog out as well. That's why I was a little bit more late. Which is a good thing, really, because otherwise that would have interrupted my speed run. And we're going to do a commentated run for a marathon submission. So that would not have been very useful. But hey everyone, hey Mizu, hey Jupi, how's it going? Any lurkers might be out there as well. Good to have you with us. Yeah, we're going to do more Rack and Slay. Today was a to be confirmed, and I have been playing more Rack and Slay. And so that's what we're doing, because I don't have any other plans. I haven't learned any more tricks for 3D Land. I kind of want to do more practice for that, and I'm doing it Saturday anyway. So let's just do this, because that's what I wanted to do. Nice +1. Thanks for the 70, Jupi, and thanks for the 3, Mizu. Minus 67. But yeah, hi everyone. Hello. So yeah, we're gonna do some Rack and Slay, see how it goes. The MIDI. That is right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a difficulty 7 run, and then we might do some like difficulty gauntlet. So that'll be interesting. He's all alone in the sea. So where's my audio? Oh, because my headphones aren't plugged in properly. That would help, wouldn't it? Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a short stream today. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so when I'm doing the when I'm actually doing the submission video, I probably won't talk too much with chat. I will kind of focus on the game. It'll kind of be similar to my normal runs of this, though, to be honest, where I'm kind of focused on the game anyway. So yeah, but we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna open my chat on my iPad again. Hoping we pull the Chinese checker strat in the marathon. Yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? I mean, the thing is, it's kind of like we shouldn't worry about it too much, because no one's really gonna notice unless we do it like perfectly. Because like if any of us stumble for like 1 second, we might as well just play fast and then it's fine. Like it's Clubhouse games, nobody will mind. Because most people are not going to know all the strats and everything, including myself. Anyway, let me get my chat on my iPad, and I can close everything on my PC. Pokeshop Ultra Ball. Okay, Stream Manager, and then shut that off, and then make the chat big. Done. Okay. So I'm going to close that. I'll close the alerts during this as well. So, we're going to start with difficulty 7. I will do a little like demo of the game before we actually do this. And then we're going to do the actual run. And then after the run, we're going to do some like difficulty gauntlet, which is difficulty 20 down to 1, all in order. I'm proud of actually contributing to strat in this brass beat luckless meta. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool to see new strats. Oh, hello. I turned down my microphone. Is everything a good volume? It looks like it might be fine. Although I did mess around with it last time, before this stream. So we'll see what that's like. Yeah, I think I changed the sound effects a bit. Anyway, we'll do the run. We'll do a marker. Actually, I need to change my difficulty. There we go. Thanks for the good luck. Appreciate it. I need to... Oh, it's fine. I can just leave the resume there. It's okay. Did it do the marker? Why does my Twitch integration on my Stream Deck break like every other day? /marker. Alright, hello. This is a submission video for Rack and Slay. It's a fairly new game. It's a billiards roguelike. It's actually my first roguelike, which is pretty interesting, but it's a really, really fun game. I'm going to do a quick demo of the game before we actually get going, because the actual run is going to be very fast-paced, because there is a fast-forward option of 6 times speed, which is what I'm going to use in the run. Otherwise, it'll be very slow for a marathon. So, pretty much, we start off with 3 items. You get to pick one. You get stuff in the shop, the rerolls, the healing, shots, extra power, and another random item. And essentially, you just go through these rooms, and you have a bunch of these balls that you have to pocket, and you can see the amount of health we're going to lose if we finish. If we run out of turns at this point, that's how much we're going to lose. So yeah, that's pretty much the game. And there are other things as well. So there are boss fights at room 5 and 10, and on the 10th room you have to defeat every ball. So there we had extra shots remaining, but if we run out of shots, then we would have lost health from that. And I also lost 1 health because I I spiked the ball. So you want to be careful of that too. So the main long run in there is all challenges. So we're going to be doing all these 10 challenges on difficulty 7. There is an upgrade incentive. It's not too much harder to difficulty 10, so it will add just those 3 extra things. So more enemies, more special enemies, and 1 less health, which is the main change. That would be an upgrade incentive. We'd add about 10 minutes on, I'd say. So yeah, we'll get into the run. We'll start with the hardest one, and then from there it's kind of... The rest are kind of nice. So 3, 2, 1, go. So right at the beginning, I'm kind of just going through these items, and I'm just going to pick one fairly quickly. I don't want to hang around too much in the shop, because that is going to be quite a lot of time spent there. So this first one we're starting off with, this is Drunken Master. So every challenge in this game adds like a unique twist. And this one, you get 3 extra shots and 3 extra health. So you might notice I actually have 10 health now, and that is correct. And even on the highest difficulty, you do get more health there as well, 3 more health. But we have a 20% chance for our shot to go backwards, and that is why this is the first one, because that can be a massive pain to deal with. So there it looked like the ball was actually going to go in the pocket, but we did actually manage to avoid it because... whoops. That's going backwards anyway. We did manage to avoid it because... hang on, let me focus here. Yeah, this game takes a lot of focus. So, let me go into there. And yeah, we got both of those out there as well. Only 2 difficulty 20 left. Yeah, so I have been doing more of the game offline as well. So it is important to be picking some decent items here, but we don't want to spend too much time in the shop. So we do have these special enemies. So we have this one that keeps firing after my shot. That's going to keep on firing a mini ball at me. They don't normally do that much, but because it's firing directly at me and it's like an extra thing, it can be quite frustrating. And obviously it prolongs each turn as well. So you do get these gold and gems for actually on the field. So I'm actually going to go for the gem because you get 5 coins and you can heal for 3 gold. So that kind of is worth doing. So right at the beginning, wow, actually that was really good. Ended up getting sent backwards, but it was a very good shot. So you do get this guide, just so you can see roughly where things are going to work. And again, there, it didn't look like I was going to go in, but we managed to get around it. It's what I was mentioning earlier. We managed to get around it because you only sort of slowly get pulled into the holes. unless you are going like right into the middle of a hole, then you'll just kind of go straight in. So now we have a power up which is going to extend our turn a little bit. It is going to fire 4 bombs at the end of each turn, which is kind of good. You can get a lot going on with that, especially in one of the challenges later. It works really well. So I do want to be a little careful here because we are low on health. Okay, I'm not too happy with that. I'm going to restart. I want to read chat. Yo, Brass, how's it going? And you, Jimmy. Yeah, there was literally a point in there where I just forgot what I was saying 2 minutes in, so we'll restart. Okay. That's fine. I kind of want to not do as much of an intro at the beginning as well, because that was really long. Because I feel like it is worth doing an intro, like, on an actual marathon as well for this game. Like, I never normally do. I just get straight into the run for any game. But for this, because of the 6x speed, it's really hard to, like, show off the game. Also, I forgot to, like, actually play during the intro. So that was silly. Let me actually do that this time. That was the trial run. I'm actually going to be right back for, like, 10 seconds as well. He's hiding this room. AB trolling. Okay. Now we will do the run. Alright, hello. This is a speedrun marathon submission for Rack and Slay. This is a new billiards roguelike. It's actually my first roguelike I've played. It came out only a few weeks ago, and essentially the main long run in this game is challenges, so we're going to be playing through all 10 challenges on difficulty 7. There is an upgrade for difficulty 10 as well. Those are the 2 main difficulties we use in speedruns. I do want to quickly demonstrate the game before we get going, because it's really hard to see what's going on. So basically, the gameplay is a lot faster than this because there is a 6x speed fast forward option. But basically, every turn you kind of collect gold and these gems, which are worth 5 gold as well. You want to sink these balls into the holes and also onto the spikes. And that is pretty much the main sort of idea of the game, really. So when you're out of turns, then that's how much damage you'll take, indicated up here. So there are 2 balls left. They all deal 1 each, except for 1 special enemy. And there are lots of different special enemies in this game as well. But pretty much when you're done with a room, you then move on, you get more items. And on the 5th and the 10th room, there is a boss. And on the 10th room, you have to defeat every enemy. Otherwise, that is a loss. The good thing with this game, though, is there is a bit of safety. Because essentially, you can kind of use the resume button just before you lose, if you know you're going to lose, to stop yourself from losing. So it's pretty marathon safe. But even then, the estimate does accommodate for a decent sort of allowance, even if we do like sort of fail a challenge. Yo, Jules, how's it going? So we're going to start with Drunken Master. 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm not going to spend too much time in the shop. We're just going to go straight through because that is pretty much, we end up spending quite a lot of time there otherwise. So the main thing you're going to notice in this run is that we are going to be healing up a lot. It is very beneficial. Oops. Keep getting sent backwards there. So that's kind of spoiling what Drunken Master does. So we get 3 extra health and 3 extra shots. But we get sent backwards 20% of the time. So pretty much you want to be doing shots where it kind of would work okay if you get sent backwards. But sometimes that's not always going to be possible. So we do just kind of need to get a little bit lucky. But again, we do have that thing where we can go back to the menu if we need. And that is absolutely fine. So that enemy did just transform into that one there. That does 2 damage instead of 1 if it's still there at the end. So pretty much, yeah, we want to just be collecting some of these decent items. Some of them synergize really well, which we will probably see in the run at some point. There are, I believe, over 100 items in this game, which is pretty nice. Keeps it fresh all the time. So yeah, really quick run there. Yeah, it is weird to see this game at normal speed. So there we actually got a really good item for speedruns. So we just picked up Make and Count. So pretty much that will give us one less shot to do. But what it will sorry, 2 less shots to do. But what it'll also do is it will give us 1 extra item pick in the shop. So we spend a little bit more time in the shop. But what we also do is we now spend a little bit less time actually taking these shots. So we have 2 enemies left, but we're only dealing 2 damage to ourselves there, and then we're actually just able to heal ourselves back up for not much gold at all. And I'm on 38 gold, which is pretty nice. So the maximum health here being 10 is really, really nice. For context, you actually end up with... let me just focus here. You actually end up with 5 if you're playing on normal difficulty 20. So you do want to be careful there. So that one, that blue teleporter, that is actually a reverse teleporter. The pink one is a normal teleport. So it pretty much is just a portal to go to where the other one is. The only meta is Scarecrow 4. Scarecrow is very good as well, though, to be fair. I actually hadn't used Scarecrow very much before that run. So I did have a run recently where I did very well using Scarecrow. So that is a item that sends enemies back 20% of the time. And it is pretty good. Oh, that was unlucky. Okay, so we're just going to spam a bunch of healing. So yeah, extra things for spikes, and we do have intuition there. Very good marathon safe item. So pretty much that gives us 2 extra health, max health. And what it makes us have is permanent blindness, which sounds pretty bad, but if you're good with aiming in this game, then it pretty much doesn't really affect you at all. You might spend a bit more time sort of aiming your shots, but that's pretty much it. So it is actually a really, really good one. Clearly it wants me to have it. I probably will take it at some point later on because it is a good one. So these spikes pretty much just instant kill an enemy. And that one there will just die instantly if we pay 1 gold. So that is a pretty nice one. So now we have this sort of marker. That is the hitball item I just picked up. That's going to give us 5 gold every time we kill the marked enemy, which is really good. 5 gold, like pretty much guaranteed on each one as long as I'm taking out each enemy. A lot of the time I'll be taking out the marked enemy because most of the time I will be killing every enemy. So 5 gold is really, really good to pick up. So here this one is going to deal 1 damage to me whenever I hit that one. And you might think, technically, like, we're going to deal 1 damage to ourselves at the end anyway. What's the point of hitting that one? Well, if you're good at bank shots, which is pretty much like knocking one ball into another ball like this, then that was really well. I promise I didn't mean to do that there. Fine, I'll take intuition, you know what? It's the final level, I might as well. We're going to just stack up on our shots as well because it is the last one. So we now need to defeat every enemy. That's why I'm doing that. So it's not going to save us any time for having less shots to deal with. It's just going to make it harder to get through. So we do want to be taking these out. And we do have these traps as well. They are single use, but they can be pretty good for taking out enemies. And I'm just going to be careful there. So we still have a bomb enemy here. So we are actually stuck on that wall. I'm just going to be careful. So let's just take that one. That's fine. Okay, so we're dealing 3 damage to ourselves. We do still have a chance of getting through here. I could restart, though. I'm going to go to here. And I'm going to just be a little careful. Okay, nice. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to go up to here. I'm going to take this healing power. And then it's going to be a bit harder because I have intuition. So we are blind here. That's fine. That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll do a main menu, go back to here. And I'm going to do the healing. And then go to there. Yeah, Impaler 4 would be kind of interesting. We would end up with 4 spikes. I feel like that would be the maximum there. Because just how it looks on the screen. There we go. So now we're actually stuck on the teleporter. And there's a fun thing in this game where if an enemy gets stuck on a teleporter, then they will actually die. But if I get stuck on a teleporter, I just have to deal with it. So that is kind of an interesting thing you can get in this game. So we're just going to deal with that spike. And then going to try to hit that one backwards. We only have one enemy left now, though, and the boss only deals 1 damage. So this isn't going to be too much of an issue. Just get through there. Unfortunately, getting the backwards. But that's fine. Still getting through. And as you can see, it's not too much of an issue. So now we're moving on to Spike, or Spiky Gauntlet. So this one is really interesting. Kind of pretty much always ends up with... So basically there are a bunch of different rooms in this game. And one of them is this like spike room. But what you have here is this, this variant kind of forces that. Sometimes you will get some holes. So for example, that one on the right there, we do have that. But you will always get like a bunch of spikes on this one. And you also get these like rainbow spikes. So those ones will actually, instead of staying there permanently, they will actually disappear when an enemy gets hit by them. So I'm going to be careful here. This is looking pretty dangerous. I will pick up that gem when that enemy dies. But the main thing with this one as well is that we end up with 2 health points lost instead of 1 whenever we get spiked on this one. So we do want to be a little bit careful here. We want to be taking shots like this one where we actually are not in front of the spike when we are getting the hit. And yeah, that one there as well. Be a little careful. I'm going to pick up the extra item because it's going to be a bit harder to reach these enemies. And I'm going to try and get that gem. Didn't quite work out. That's absolutely fine. Yo, Cece with the raid. How's it going? We're currently doing a marathon submission video, so I won't be paying too much attention to chat. Yo, how's it going though? Hope your stream went well. Hope you're excited for Switch Sports. Do you have a Switch? I forget. I forgot to mention that this stream. Switch Sports is actually getting an update. Incredible news. Anyway, so here I'm going to just pick up this healing. I'm going to be careful of those boost pads because that red one is actually going to send us backwards with a speed boost. The green one just changes your direction. So you do want to be a little careful there. If you get stuck on one, then it actually loses its effect for the next turn. And same thing as the teleporters. If an enemy gets stuck on one, then it actually just dies. So there are a few interactions in this game. I'm just going to restart this one. There are a few interactions in this game where that kind of happens. I'm going to take some more shots as well because this is a bit of a hard generation. I don't particularly like that that portal. We should be fine though. Good thing is that that second enemy actually got hit to the same spike there because of it being a rainbow spike, which is good. So we do have these bombs to deal with. They will hit and pretty much just send all the enemies flying, and myself if I don't have a power-up that makes me immune to them. Oops, that's okay. You don't have a switch, damn, that's unfortunate. What are you doing though? Hope your stream went well. So again, just going to take out the enemy. It only costs 1 gold to take out that enemy. And it's just a lot more worth it to do that than to actually try and bank shot it into a spike. If you don't have any gold though, then it will just act like a normal enemy and it will just take ages to take out. So that enemy there was actually kind of stuck on the wall, you might have noticed. And that is a bit of a thing in this game. You do want to be really careful with getting enemies stuck on walls, because if that does happen, especially on the final room, then you are kind of stuck. They're just not going to end up going anywhere, and then there is a chance that you literally just can't move them at all. There is a power-up in here that makes it a little bit harder for that to happen, which is really good to get. I mentioned it earlier, Scarecrow, very good. Very, very good power-up. So we're just going to get that gem. For the sake of a marathon run, it feels worth it to just get that. And now we actually are going to be gaining gold whenever explosions happen, which is kind of a nice one. So the higher difficulties actually add a lot more enemies in terms of the enemy count for every level. So you might think that this would actually kind of be easier with more enemies, but it does make it a lot harder to navigate for pretty much every challenge. Now, what we could also have, if I do get good enough, is I might end up offering an incentive to do a crawl, a dungeon crawl. So pretty much just a regular no challenges run on difficulty 20 out of 20. But that would be very difficult, so it would take a lot of practice for me to actually get to that level. And the game's just come out, so I don't really want to be promising that at this stage. 238 copium, 2-on-2 instead of 3-on-3, interesting. So we're going to try and use that trap. Didn't quite hit there. That's okay. Going to just try and knock myself around this wall. And we did manage to break that obstacle because of it being brittle. So when an obstacle is brittle in this game, it means that it's kind of like cracked. And if it takes one more hit, then it will disappear, which is very good. Because a lot of the time they're really quite in the way. So this is the final one. We do have 14 shots for this because I've just been stacking up on them, which is pretty good. So we have these this ice as well. We're going to see later on that will have a big impact. So the ice pretty much increases your speed, the speed of any enemy or yourself that hits it. So it can be used for some pretty funny shots. And it is also part of, like the biggest part of my favourite challenge later. So we will be seeing it there. Next one's Big Spender. Local competitive 3-point contest looks interesting though. Interesting. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some stuff going on there. Okay, we're gonna take Make 'em Count, and we also get a Scarecrow. Nice. So it doesn't. So Make 'em Count sounds kind of risky, and it kind of is. But it also means that you get one extra item per turn, and you can stack them too. You can just lead straight into another one. So that can be a really, really good one for the ILs in this game. There's Make 'em Count again, and then there's Ankh, and another Scarecrow. Wow, 3 Scarecrows. This is an incredible IL. So right off the bat here, we have Big Spender. So essentially every room here, we are going to be getting 15 gold. And then when we leave the shop, we will lose all of our gold. So we do want to be careful that we're actually spending... Let me actually go back there. I don't want to be buying extra shots. We're going to gain an Ankh. Ankhs are really good. So, Ankh essentially is like a revive. And it will revive you on 4 health. Because it's actually not like a 1 HP revive. It's a really, really good item. And I will pretty much always take them. Unless something really good comes up, like Scarecrow. I will always be taking those. Nice. So that was a Sleepy. I actually hadn't... one there. We have 4 Scarecrow now. That's incredible. And Spike Swallow, which is one of my favorites. So we pretty much don't take damage to Sleepies when they come up. And I have an item there where when we hit an enemy for the first time in a level, it will turn Sleepy. So if you have an enemy that is going to be particularly hard to take out, then that is probably a good one to make Sleepy. So the good thing with this is that I'm able to just constantly take these power-ups that are going to... or these heals in every shop because I'm just going to have enough gold to do that pretty much every time. So this is looking pretty nice for the speed run here. We only have 6 shots to take. We have 3 enemies remaining, so we might as well just take the hit there and just heal up again. Yeah, genuinely, this is a really, really good IL. Healing 2 right at the beginning as well. Yes, very good. Saves us from actually going out of our way for those heals. So that's also quite nice. So, pretty much in the IL, you want to have stuff like Scarecrow. You want Make Them Count. You want stuff like that. We do have another Ankh. I think that Spike Vampire Survival one is very good, though. So, whenever I hit an enemy with a Spike, that is going to heal me by 1. So, that is really, really nice. So, pretty much every turn now, we have an enemy being knocked back. And, yeah, as you can see, literally just died straight away. It's genuinely... Scarecrow is an amazing power-up, but to have it 4 times is meaning that you're stacking them, and you're going to have a 20% chance every turn. Sorry, 80% chance, rather than 20, to actually have it happen, which is really good. So I'm actually not going to bother there. That is fine. We're going to go for Golden Eye Drop. The thing is here, I'm kind of just mashing through the items at this point because we are kind of safe at this stage. We have 13 HP. The game is designed in a way that 13 HP is pretty much like massively busted. Like you are going to be benefiting a lot from having that much health. So we have duplicates there as well. Going to be potentially getting more items. And then this is the last one. I actually should have taken some extra shots. That is okay. So I'm going to just be careful here. So the enemy... So the boss actually managed to fall into the hole there. Unfortunately didn't... I don't think that's going to work. Unfortunately didn't die though. And that is kind of... I'll get a level rebound here. Cool, nice, that's good. So the boss has to be the final enemy remaining to die. That is a quirk of the boss. And there are also some different things you get with the bosses. Nice. Such as this one. I think that one has a 50% chance to fire at you after your turn is done. So you want to be careful of that. So that was a really, really nice one. And we're moving on to Explosives Expert. So this is really nice sort of introduction challenge. Although it is kind of hard to go fast here still for me. So basically you are now immune to bombs, as you might tell. And... I didn't quite take that out. That's fine. So you are now immune to bombs, and every time a bomb goes off, it will instantly kill an enemy. So it's a really, really satisfying one to just power through all of these enemies and just take them all out like that. Now, there are some interesting items for this one. First one to note is the one where every time an explosion happens, you gain 2 gold. That is quite clearly completely busted for this. Like, you just rack up gold so quickly. So if I see anything like that that mentions explosions, then I will be going for it. There is also one where it increases the radius of the explosions. So that is a very good one to get too. And the best thing with all these broken items is if you get very lucky beforehand, you get an item which is called Trinity. And Trinity is going to give you nothing for that item, but it will give you 3 copies of the next item you get rather than the usual 1. So it's a really, really good one there. So we're just going to be careful here. So this one is actually firing at us. It's literally firing itself at us after every turn. So yeah, it can mess with you a little bit. You can end up falling into the holes a lot from that enemy. So just being a little bit careful there is always a good thing. And we are stacking up a decent amount of gold here. Going to take the extra spikes because a lot of the time the holes are kind of going to be the win condition here. But it's nice to be using the spikes as well. I do like the spikes in this game. Not only that, but it is going to guarantee that we get 2 spikes on each level, which is pretty good because sometimes these items will be kind of like will be rewarding us for using the spikes. So it will be nice to have that there. Going to increase my power. Every time I use that, it's going to increase it by 5%. And it doesn't seem like that would help a lot because most of the time, like, a full power shot is going to reach the other side of the map. But if you're doing a really, like, precise shot like this one, that's only going to work if you have high power a lot of the time. If you're doing, like, a very precise, like, cut onto an enemy, then that is going to make it a lot easier to hit those. So we now have those brittle obstacles, which is really good. We're now reaching through there. Very nice. And I'm just going to use that bomb. Just get past there. And then we can take those 2 out for free. Going to take this 5 gold. It seems like a good one. And we're going to take out that enemy that deals 2 damage to us. Going to get back up to 7 HP. So we're still on 7 HP, which is not great. A lot of these items don't really do much for your HP. Which obviously isn't great for our safety here. And yeah, as you can see, that was a very, very tight cut. So we just didn't really go very far there. Later on, we might see that a lot might happen compared to there. So I'm just going to be careful. Very nice, this mission as well. That was a rocky enemy I just took out. So those ones, they are very hard to move. But they are also going to knock you back whenever you try and hit them. So those can be a real pain to take out. They are pretty much the ones that I want to be the most careful of in terms of the final level where I need to take out every enemy, because they can be a massive pain. We are now on 100 gold. This is pretty good. So we're going to take these extra items, and we're going to have to take out every enemy on this one again. So you might have noticed on the 5th room, we do have a boss, but as it's the same as the boss here, it only deals 1 damage. Just going to use the precise aiming to get past that one there. Yeah, so you don't have to take out every enemy on room 5. However, you do have the thing of... Oh, hang on. Going to have to navigate around that one there. Nice. Okay, good. I am going to have to be careful. That is not how I wanted that to go. That's okay. Nice. Okay, cool. That's much better now. So yeah, you do want to be careful on some of these. But yeah, room 5 is a little bit anticlimactic because of the fact that technically you don't actually need to take out the boss. But it does familiarize yourself with the boss a little bit, which is cool. So now we have Picky Klutz. So we're going to be picking 2 items on every shop now. However, after each turn, we are going to lose 1 random item and 5 gold. And I would honestly say the 5 gold thing is the worst, is the big stinger with this challenge. Because I'm really relying in this game on stacking up on my gold, spamming the heck out of the heals. You don't really have that choice here. Because as you can see, I'm down to 5 gold. And then instantly going down to 1 after that. That turn there. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain. So you do get rewarded for having turns remaining, so that is also an option. Most of the time there is something else you can sort of do. Like there was a gem remaining there, so we can usually sort of utilize that instead. Going to do a little bank shot. And we are unfortunately a little bit low. I'm going to be careful here. So I believe there I forgot to heal. If it was a problem, then I could just, again, go back to the menu like I did earlier. Just to get back to there. I'm actually not going to take make 'em count here. It is a marathon run. And again, this setup is not great. There are 2 traps there. They are going to be useful. If they were traps that that were normally there, without us having the immunity to traps, then that would be an issue, because traps are the only way of kind of losing complete control of a room. We did see the room earlier, actually, where you have a bunch of traps. You have like 10 traps, right? But the thing with the traps in this game is you technically don't have a limit of how many times you can take damage to them. So you have to be careful with those. And Spike Swallower, we're going to be healing 1 and gaining 1% shot power, so that's very good. And yeah, stacking up these... the trap immunity. Yes, we're still immune to traps, but we are now getting 4 traps instead of 2. And the great thing with them, even though they're single use, they are usually quite spread out on the map. So you can use them a lot for just taking out enemies that would normally be in not a great position. So just going to thread the needle there, take that one out. And we do have that sword enemy. That sword pretty much deals 1 damage to us, but as soon as we take it out, that is going to be fine. I am absolutely healing up now I have the chance there. That is not going to be good. I am not taking Duality. Duality is a very, very tough item. So the first time you enter a shop, it will actually have the same items, but when you restart, it will still have the same ones. But when you go into the shop the second time, so for example for that second item, it is going to change the items. It's going to re-randomize them. So you can kind of use that in this game, especially in sort of difficulty 20 runs. If you have something... I'm going to have to restart there. That's absolutely fine. So the estimate does accommodate for stuff like that. That's okay. I'm honestly going to take Ridge Collector. Ridge Collector is going to give us more gold there. That was a very nice turn. So we're going to take out 3 enemies. I'm going to stack up on this gold while I have the chance. So we're going to, unfortunately, take damage there. That's okay. As I said earlier, we do have the thing in this game where healing takes 3 HP and a gem gives you 5. So I'm not too concerned. I am just going to play a little safe just to try and get through here. But again, the estimate should be fine in terms of actually getting through and completing this in under an hour. So we have this fence as well. I haven't mentioned the fence so far. Every other turn, that will go up and down. So one turn it will go up, one turn it will go down. You kind of have to... It kind of makes you think in advance, kind of like real... especially snooker, where you kind of have to think in advance. There isn't really as much of that in this game, at least at lower difficulties. You can kind of just go through. But in terms of the fences, there is a bit more of an incentive to kind of plan ahead with your moves, which is really nice. So I did manage to use the bribe there. So that enemy just disappeared because I paid 2 gold. Essentially, if you have enough gold at the beginning there and you have a bribe, then you can pay 2 gold for an enemy to just disappear. And that is pretty good for that enemy, as I was saying earlier in the run. Those Rockies are very hard to take out. So we're going to take the extra wall spikes. Anything where we have sort of more win conditions is always going to be a good thing. Oh, try to get that enemy stuck on the teleporter there. Didn't quite work out, but it's okay. So you might be wondering why I didn't actually manage to restart earlier with that challenge fail just now. Now the reason for that is that the moment you have failed, the game will actually kick you out already. So I didn't really have a chance to actually go back to the menu there. What I would have had to have done is sort of slow down for that shot so I can actually stop the auto fast forward if I know that I'm close to a loss. Which is, I think I did that earlier in this run. And essentially that will allow you to have sort of ample time to take a restart if you need. Yeah, nice. So using the ice to my advantage there is going to send the enemy quite far, and then ended up actually going in the hole there. Yeah, going to play safe. Going to take intuition. That's going to give us a really nice 12 HP now. So we should be okay to just come through and finish up. So some of the time it is going to mean if I don't aim perfectly. Oh, that's unfortunate. There we go. We took it out. It does going to mean if I don't aim perfectly on each of these, then we are, like there, I was aiming for that small pocket. Managed to get lucky enough for it to go in the other one instead, but that's fine. Yo, balance board, how's it going? Nice. We're definitely going to take an ank in a safe run. Absolutely. That is going to be happening. So yeah, still one remaining. And you might notice that enemy was actually slightly bigger. There is a thing in this game where if an enemy picks up a healing item, normally it would heal us by 1 HP. But if an enemy picks it up, it will actually make them 10% bigger. So that can be quite interesting. It doesn't actually affect how much HP damage they deal at the end. But it can still be an interesting one to have to contend with. That's not going to go very far. That's fine. So we're going to just have to mash this healing. That's okay. I am warm. Yeah, it is pretty warm lately. It is getting pretty hot in the UK as well. For UK standards. So we're going to just cut through there. If you do a fast shot, then those holes are not going to suck you in. If you do a slow shot, you are just going to get pulled straight into the holes. Okay, that is fine. I'm going to try and get that onto the explosion. Didn't quite work out. I'm going to go back to the menu here. And we'll see what we can get. We're going to get another scarecrow. That is going to be a much better item. Nice. So already at the beginning, we have a much better start. So that enemy got taken out. I have just realized I didn't heal though, so I am going to restart. Whoops. That's fine. We can take a extra shot as well. We're going to take the gang. And we'll get the extra chance for brittle obstacles. So again, taking out the enemy right at the beginning, giving us a much better setup to get through here and hopefully finish this off. I'm going to use the obstacle to my advantage. Take one of those enemies out. Okay, so Scarecrow coming into play there. And then that is it. There we go. So we're starting to get to the easier challenges now, thankfully. So we now have Bouncy Land. This is, in my opinion, my favorite one. This is the best one. So essentially, every time any ball hits an obstacle, a wall, anything, it will have more speed than usual. So with the ice actually speeds you up anyway. So you end up with some really funny interactions. I'll try and do something here. Didn't quite manage to hit that ball there. The ball is just kind of stuck. That's fine. We'll just heal up here. We'll take the extra HP for heal for an explosion. That's cool. Yeah, very humid as well. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to be careful of this one. So we're still only on 6 HP, so we'll be a bit careful until we can get back up to full HP, and then I'm going to try my best to do something cool with Bouncy Land here. So, okay, there we go. We're going to take Shot Power. That'll do. So there you go. Instantly, we are seeing a bunch of stuff going on. So we are on 6 times speed, as I mentioned earlier. But with that 6 times speed, you get some pretty funny things going on. So like there, just kind of zooming around. And I'm just going to be safe here. We're only going to be able to take out this enemy safely. So we're just going to make sure I don't go into any extra holes and then deal even more damage to myself. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to take out that sword. And it would actually be beneficial for me to hit that that bomb, because it would give me 2 gold. Sorry, no, it would give me 2 extra health, which is even better. Nice, perfect there. Perfect aim, straight into there. Going to be giving me that gem, which is nice. Oh, no, that's a restart again. That's fine. Wow, that was really unfortunate, actually. Yeah, we kind of started off a little bit in not a great position. There you go. So, yeah, fantastic sort of interactions with that. There you go, perfect. Going straight to there. Picking up that gem as well, which is important. Nyum! Yeah, it does make 6 times speed even more ridiculous. So, the funny thing with it is it actually makes these Rockies, although they're still hard to move, it does make them a little bit nicer. And I've just picked up Ricochet. So, Ricochet is going to make the walls 5% bouncier. So, we kind of have bouncy land at this point. So, we could have some even more chances to have funny interactions. You might be thinking, though, it might be an issue with us sort of going fast, right? Because it means that we've got a good chance of going in the pocket and we're going to be losing 1 HP. My counterpoint to that is that all the enemies could also go in. And I have actually had that in one of my runs before, where every enemy goes in on the first turn, which is really, really nice to have. So there again, taking damage, yes, but also taking out an enemy there, I believe, if I saw correctly. And that is really, really nice to just be able to take that one out. So what the better idea is to do is to actually send the enemies on the journey instead of myself. So if I can, I'll actually sort of rebound an enemy into the ice rather than myself, just to save myself from taking the risk. There you go, nice. So even though it was all the way on the other side, I was able to take out that enemy. Pretty cool. This one is pretty much going to be stuck on the wall. So I'm just going to avoid that arrow there. That's fine. We do have enough health here. And we have a lot of enemies instantly sticking out to me as a problem, because there are 6 enemies all on the left-hand side here. None of them are anywhere near any hole, any spike, any trap, anything like that. So we are going to need to prioritize them to get them out of there. And hopefully do a bit of damage limitation. Not necessarily taking out all of these enemies, but taking out most of them. Using that reverse teleport. Going to do a bank shot here. It's going to be easier. And then Bouncy Land coming in clutch with that ice. Doesn't really matter too much for this last shot. That's okay. Yeah, traps are going to be very useful here, especially because it's Bouncy Land. Chances of those traps are being used is very high. Can ice obstacles be brittle? Yes. So I have actually had that interaction fairly recently, and it's a good question. So when that happens, the obstacle will actually become normal. And then, or will actually appear to be normal at least. I'm not sure whether it still has the ice physics. But when it then gets hit, it will then obviously disappear. So there again, those traps coming in, and we're able to take that one out. You know what? I'm going to take the heals. I keep forgetting to heal. So we now have Big Game Hunter. So whenever we take out an enemy that is a special enemy, so any that are not the normal enemies, we're going to be taking out those and getting 2 gold, which is nice. And that will be very useful for a challenge later on. Pretty much going to be gold fever on that challenge. Nice. Nice rebound with the mini ball there. So let's just try it and take some of those out. We do get an extra item pick there for that key. Okay, so took out some enemies there. Did die as well, so we didn't actually manage to gain much traction with our health. But that's okay. I'm going to just use the reverse teleporter just to avoid that. Yeah, that's fine. That's a ban. Yeah, there we go. Done. Okay, so this is the final... thanks, Joopy. This is the final one. I'm going to heal up as well. I need to do that. Going to take the extra item. Yeah. Oh, nice. Paid leave twice. Very good. So this is pretty much the main time you want to be using paid leave. So paid leave gets rid of all the coins and gems on a level, but it takes out a random enemy, which is obviously very good here because we need to take out every enemy anyway. And also, we're not going to be revisiting the shop. So it's pretty much a no-brainer, unless it's a very, very good item to contend against it. And the fact that we got it twice, also very good. I'm just going to be careful here because we are down to 2 HP. Just going to play the long game with this one. Going to get into a decent spot and then take that one out there. Nice. So next one is not Bouncy Land again. Next one is Second Wind. So Second Wind is going to give us... yeah, so for this one, we start with 4 shots. But for all shots where we take out an enemy, every enemy we take out, we are going to be gaining an extra shot. And that also includes where we take out multiple enemies in one turn. So this one is kind of easier on difficulty 20. So it kind of is easier than a regular challenge, at least, because you end up with tons of shots. So I'm just going to take that one out there. I'm going to take the healing power, and then we're also going to get a rebound into that key. Nice. So yeah, spikes, some very good items there to do with spikes. Very, very good. And that special enemy I haven't actually mentioned yet, that one with the arrow. So that one actually gives you a speed boost. Gives any ball that touches it a speed boost. So you want to just be aware when you're sort of going near a collision there. And that arrow is just going to give it a speed boost as well, so it's just going to go straight into that pocket. Pretty much a free kill there, because of where that was very nicely placed. Alright, bit of sunk cost fallacy going on there. I can't really take that one out. You know what? I'm just going to go for this. We're going to go down to 1 HP. It is going to save us a little bit of time, though. And we're going to go for Trinity. Trinity is pretty much always going to be the item you want. There are only... I can only count on one hand how many items I want. Other than Trinity, if Trinity comes up. Because that is a pretty big item. Nice. Okay, so that enemy there actually has a 20% chance of dying by impact. So pretty much as soon as you touch it. And that's going to be a 20% chance every time as well. So, yeah, it was kind of just worth me going for a hit there. See if I can hit it. Didn't really matter too much, though. But it is also like the Rocky. They are very, very hard to move. Just going to go for the gem here. You want Trinity and Scarecrow. Exactly. I mean, Scarecrow is genuinely very, unironically very good. Like, I kind of memed the first time I used it, and then I realized how good it is, because it just means you get free kills a lot of the time. Nice. So there, again, getting taken out, but we also did manage to get the hit there as well. Just gonna go straight past there. I don't think I'm going to be able to take out an enemy, so I'm just going to go near that healing power-up. Going to heal up a bunch here, and we do have 2 Anks if the worst comes to the worst, so... The way the Anks work, I don't think we've actually seen one activate yet, but basically, if an Ank comes into play, it won't just give you 4 HP minus the HP you would have lost. So say you would have lost 7 HP and you're on like 4, right, it's not going to take you down to 1 HP. It's going to revive you on 4, regardless of how many HP you would have lost. And that is why it's so good, because even in the final round, where you could be stacking up loads of damage, you are still going to be reviving on 4. So it's very good. Again, really, really nice items to be taking. I think it would be one of the very few I would take if Trinity did come up. Especially in a marathon run, just for the safety. Nice. And you might notice here as well, every shot you have remaining, you do gain 1 gold. But because this is a round where you're always going to have 1 remaining anyway, because of the fact that you're gaining a shot every time you take out an enemy, you are always going to gain 1 gold at the start, which is kind of a nice little touch. So we're just going to be getting traps there. I'm going to just do a little shot to try and get that one out of the gap. Nice. So that one did look like it could get a little stuck. Do want to be careful here, because there is a caveat on this challenge. The moment you drop to 1, that was a very nice challenge. That is a gold. Massive gold. Surprised it's a gold, but it is one. Yeah, when you drop down to 0 shots there, essentially what happens is you do not regain shots anymore as soon as you take out an enemy. So you want to be very, very careful there. And I believe it does work as, like, the moment I go down to 0 there, even though I took one out before I technically, like, took damage for having 0 shots, it still says, no, you're on 0 shots. This is it now. You're going to keep taking damage, which is kind of mean. But it is good to know that in advance, because that has tripped me up many times. So we now have Berserk. Berserk is a very interesting challenge. So essentially, I'm just going to go for the 1 gold there. It's not going to be possible to reach that one. Essentially, you start off with 220 plus % on your shot power, which is really, really high. So you pretty much just don't need to be charging up anything here. You're just going to be zooming. You're going to be sending these balls really, really far. And even with ones where they're, like, kind of stuck on the wall, sometimes you can even free them where you normally wouldn't be able to. But every time we take one of these turns, I need to heal up here. Every time we take one of these turns and finish, we are going to be losing 30%. And that does mean on the final room, we are going to be on a very, very low shot power. We're actually going to be in the negative. So that does make it so that the extra power in the shop will be cheaper. It'll only cost us 5 gold every time. And right at the beginning here, it's costing us 999, so we're not going to be doing that. It does mean we're pretty much just going to be stacking up on our shot power right at the end when we have that chance. Golden Armor, very good. I haven't actually had a chance to explain that yet. Golden Armor is essentially like having 1 extra HP. So when you are due to take damage on a level, if you have 2 gold, you will instead pay 2 gold instead. And it's a really, really good one for that reason. So we're going to take... that is very good. So that is going to give us, if we take out multiple enemies in 1 turn, we are going to gain 5% shot power there for Frenzy. So that's a really, really nice one to hold on to. And the best thing here is because I have so much shot power, I can kind of go for these, like, wild shots at the beginning and maybe end up getting a ricochet. And then that possibly takes out an enemy. Not quite happening so far. And there are a few items like that. There is one where if you take out multiple enemies, you gain 1 extra max health. That's a very good one. I do really often go for that one. Golden Armor and Piggy Bank. Yes, that too. Mainly just because you're guaranteeing that you're going to be on gold. Normally, I'm going to be on a decent amount of gold anyway. There's only one time where we're going to be truly starved of gold in this game. And that is on Peaky Klutz. And I guess at the beginning of Big Spender. But normally I'll be stacking up the gold anyway. In terms of the start of a level, we'll be starved of gold. And also, generally playing on difficulty 20 is also very hard for your gold. everywhere in this game, gold isn't really an issue. You're kind of just playing the game. But, yeah, there it can be a bit of a problem. Because of the fact that you only have 5 HP, you actually have 1 less shot. You start with 9 instead of 10 there. It's a really, really brutal challenge, honestly. So we now have Black Hole. Black Hole's an interesting one. So a lot of the time on these turns, because I'm taking them really quickly, I am going to be falling into the holes. So it is kind of beneficial to have the thing of, if I fall into a hole, then we are going to be sucking in one of the other remaining enemies. The nearest remaining enemy. So that is kind of nice. So yeah, again, that one did not get taken out there, but it did because of that that power. So extra healing power-ups, absolutely going to be taking that. And then I do want to watch out because this is the final room. Spike Survivor could come in pretty handy here. Nice, okay. So we do still have a few enemies remaining here. I'm going to try and get a bank shot on those 2. Nice, we did manage to knock the other one in, though. And it didn't quite get taken out there, that's fine. I can just time the spike, and then that is going to take that one out. Nice. Veteran Hunter, so we have 2 remaining now. And this is going to be the big coin stacking, exact opposite of a coin drain in this game. So every enemy we take out is going to be giving us 2 gold. And that is because we have Big Game Hunter as a power-up from the beginning. So every enemy in this challenge is going to be a special enemy. But what that means is that right off the bat, we have 22 gold. You start with 3. But what you could also do is you could get your own Big Game Hunter and make it so that it... I mean, it doesn't sound great until you realize that every enemy is guaranteed to be special anyway, so it's even better than Big Game Hunter is usually. Usually it's a decent power. Here it's a very good power, because you're going to be stacking up on gold even more so. And what that does is it just allows you to just cheese every area. As long as you're able to survive each area, you can just heal up in the shop for free, and you're just going to be fine. So this is pretty much the best time, the most safe time, I would say, for you to be picking up Make It Count, because you don't really need those extra shots. As long as you're able to clear with enough HP, then it's absolutely fine. Does Golden Armor stack? Yes, it does. Golden Armor does stack, yes. I'm fairly sure. Lots of items in this game do stack, and you do actually get items. Oh, that was a sick shot. I didn't think that was going to work, actually, but that is really cool. Yeah, there are a lot of items in this game where there's actually like a little number, and that pretty much like marks how many uses you have remaining on that turn. I believe that is one of those items. Nice, that was a really, really good takeout there. Gonna try and hit this onto the spike. Yeah, really cool. So taking that out on the spike, getting that extra HP, managing to heal up a little bit more there. Just making it a little bit safe. Not necessarily because I need to like heal and shop, because that's free. Like we have 89 gold, 5 rooms in, you know. But in terms of the actual room itself, like the game does do a good job of, you can't really cheese this all the time, because like you can't heal up while you're actually in a room. Especially for the final area, that can be an issue sometimes. 125 gold though. This is clearly just absolutely fine for us at this stage. And we do have 3 Rockies. This is the only thing. I would say this is a really hard challenge on difficulty 20 because of how many extra enemies you get. It's really hard there purely for that reason. Like, you're just going to be having to take out so many enemies, especially if you get loads of Rockies on a layout. That can be a real problem. So I haven't even mentioned this this one here. So Colty. That is an enemy where if you take it out, it will respawn a normie. And that comes into play on this mission as well, because on this one, it's not going to spawn in a normie, because all of the enemies are the special ones. You're not getting normal enemies, which are called normies in this game. So you are actually going to be getting a special enemy when those happen. So it's kind of a little bit buffed here. So I'm just going to use the ice here, see what we can do. Instantly getting like a an instant sort of zip across the room there. Because of the 6 times speed. And yeah, very nice. Able to use that special ability to take out 2 in 1. Or 2 in 1 turn. I don't believe I've got any items at the moment that I'm aware of that will give me buffs for taking out multiple in 1 turn. We do have 11 HP though, which is a really, really good time to have that many. We do have a lot of traps on this one though, unfortunately. If I need to, if this becomes an issue, I will just take a bunch of restarts. And I'm going to be, hopefully, fine with that one. So, let me just take that one out there. There we go. Nice. And I'm going to do a bank shot here, take that one out. Took both out there. Really nice. That is so mean. It spawned in another culty. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to have to come around here. Take this one out one way or another. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's fine. Come on. That's the first time I've seen that happen, though. So because it spawned in another culty, this is becoming a bit of an issue. Okay, right. I'm going to restart this room because that was a massive pain. I don't think I've ever been more unlucky, to be honest, on that last one. Let's just gain a bunch of extra shots. That's fine. We have the gold to spare for that. Just the casual 15 shots now. And now suddenly becoming a lot less of an issue. Yeah, we do still have that that one shooting mini balls at us, but we do have the guard balls power up. The guard balls actually makes it so that we are not going to be taking damage to any mini balls, which is really, really good for dealing with these guys. Not only that, but it means that it kind of makes it beneficial for them to stay alive, because they are going to be shooting out mini balls that are going to be dealing damage to the enemies. Okay, I want to get into a good spot here. Going to use this to my advantage. Going to take damage to a lot of those. That's fine. We are just going to tank there and get through. And I haven't actually mentioned it yet, but there is a bit of a thing in this game where if you are on 0 HP at the end of the final room, you do actually win. So that is another really, like, it's a bit of an edge case, but it is good to know. It does apply more often than you'd think. So it is really good to know that in advance. And the final one here, we have Gang Leader. So Gang Leader actually is kind of a bit more of a coin drain. So that's a very good one to pick up though. So you might notice we started off with a bunch of items right at the beginning. And the reason for that is we have a bunch of items that are going to be focused on mini balls. So some of them right at the beginning are going to be firing mini balls for free. Some of them are going to be giving us gold for mini balls. Those 5 there, that's pretty much giving us 1 gold every time we use 8 mini balls. And I actually picked up another one there. So we have 5 instances of that one at this stage, which is quite good. So pretty much the only way of picking up gold, it's not necessarily draining our gold, but it is sort of controlling how much gold we have. We can't just prioritize picking up gems, picking up coins on levels. But that is important to note. We do still have the coins physically appearing and the gems are physically appearing. You're not going to be gaining anything for them. So it is still worth bearing that in mind with those. Just want to be a little bit careful here, because we are a little stuck. Okay, that's fine. We do have these guard balls, so that is not an issue there. So we are down to 1 HP. No, never mind. We are getting an all clear. Taking that one out. Gonna take some spikes. Gonna take the bribe as well. Bribe is quite good for that. Bribe is quite hard to use more than once. I actually managed to get 4 copies of Bribe earlier in a previous challenge in this run because I used it on Trinity, but it is hard to use more than once. So yeah, now we're on 83 gold. It is surprising how quick this kind of stacks up here. So I'm going to go for Vampire Survivor. And again, as long as we are able to take these out and we are staying on enough HP to survive a room at this stage, we should be fine in terms of gold. So I'm just going to burn my rest of my turns at this point. It's just going to be a bit slow to actually try and take out this enemy. Because not only that, I'm going to have to take out another enemy to actually make that worth it. It's just there's no reason for me to do that. So we're going to pick up some more items. Also going to do some healing there. And there is another of those enemies I haven't really mentioned so far. It is the one with the gold armor. That one is very unique. It actually fires itself towards you. So kind of like another enemy we see. But it will fire itself towards you during the turn. And only if you hit another enemy in that turn. So the moment you hit another enemy, it will fire itself towards you. That's pretty much the gimmick of that one. So you can get some interesting interactions going on with it. That was a very, very nice starting turn. Really nice. I'm going to take that one out to begin. Going to have to deal with that bomb. So that is going to throw us a bomb on explosion. On death. A bomb on explosion. That just makes no sense. A bomb on death. But that's okay. Still getting through. And as long as we are on 1 HP, we're still fine. So we only have 2 rooms remaining. Nice. And again, I'm just going to try my best to not lose too much HP at the end here. I might as well pick up a healing power. And the enemy being quite nice for us in the end there as well. Okay, so we're going to pick up one more shot. I might as well. Oh, that's a really, really generous randomization at the end here. So, do a little bank shot. Didn't quite get anything. That's fine. But yeah, really cool. Timing ends on the screen popping up here. That's time. And yeah, that was really nice. Pretty much every ball we needed to take out was all on the left-hand side there. So yeah, timing ends on that final screen. And just to verify for the run as well, we are playing on 6 times speed. So that is the run. I do hope that's proven that an hour is a safe estimate for this game. Because, yeah, we literally lost twice in this run. And we got kind of unlucky. I'll be honest, that was a fairly unlucky run. Drunken Master is kind of the big pressure point in the run, I would say. So, Drunken Master is your kind of... Even though you've got the spare health, you're starting with 10 HP, which is... really, really nice, considering near the end there, I was kind of abusing the fact that you can keep going in the shop, buying the health, and just getting through. There, it is kind of difficult, because a lot of the time you are going to be getting sent backwards and then dying from it. So it's a lot harder to sort of cheese that and then stay on 1 HP for every room. It is possible, but yeah, it's definitely more of a speed strat, and it's much better in terms of a speedrun marathon for me to play safe there, take that time loss. That's kind of what I decided to do there. Yeah, that was a really, really nice last room. So that's pretty much the run. And yeah, difficulty 20, if I do decide to do it as an incentive one day, those are all the things it throws at you. It is a lot of stuff. I might as well just show you what the room looks like at the beginning. So yeah, you have right from the beginning 9 enemies, and that is the starting room, and you do get more over time. Not only that, you have 5 HP. It is brutal. You have less holes as well. This is actually quite a generous room. You have 8 holes here, but as you go, you have less and less, or fewer and fewer holes to actually use. And you also have 9 shots. So whether or not I will ever do this as an incentive, I don't know. I will take a lot of practice, because at this stage, even the speedrun leaderboards themselves only have difficulty 7 and difficulty 10, because those are kind of, they're a nice challenge, but they're good enough to sort of go through and actually speedrun them rather than take your time on the items, which is what difficulty 20 would demand. And it would also be very inconsistent, unless you get very good. So that's why I kind of need to get better at the game to offer this as an incentive. But for now, I think a good incentive would be to upgrade from difficulty 7 to difficulty 10 for this. It would add on about like 5 or 10 minutes. That's the run though. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Alright, that is it. That is the run. And that is also it for the stream. So that is pretty much all I wanted to cover for the day. Appreciate everyone stopping by as well. Yeah, bit more of a short one today, but yeah. I pretty much decided today, like, I didn't know what exactly to do. So I thought, you know what, we're just going to do this. Because I need to do a submission video for this at some point, right? And I feel like I should just do it now, like, while I'm still enjoying the game, especially. And yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun with this game. It's getting a lot harder to PB because most of my IL PBs are, like, sub 4 minutes. So it is getting very hard. I do need to retime that second wind, though, because that was a massive goal. That might end up being a PB. I have a suggestion for the stream. Go ahead. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching today. Thanks CC for the raid as well. You know what? Let me do a shout out for CC. Shout out CC _101. There we go. You can actually do shout outs on here. Can verify my touchscreen runs. See, I need to do that, but the issue is I need to watch them slower because I kind of need to actually verify that all the games have been played and everything. And yeah, I've kind of been taking a bit of a break from stuff. Like, the We Play queue is building up a lot. Like, I'm trying to take a bit of a break with it. I promise I'll verify it before it gets to 3 weeks. That's what SRC says. SRC says 3 weeks, so I'm gonna do it at some point. Maybe I'll do it after the stream today because I don't know what else I'll do. But yeah, it does take a long time verifying runs and stuff. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's been on my list for a while. I open SRC and I see my long, like, 17 runs in the queue at the moment. Let me check my queue, see if it's any longer. I'm being a little devil. It's fine. I do say there are 2 runs in there to verify them. I have 40 notifications. I see why I have 40 notifications, because all my Rack and Slay ILs got verified. I submitted like 20 ILs and then I did runs on that day as well. And then I got like 5 more PBs. So yeah. Thanks whoever verified them. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Oh, they're literally being verified right now. Damn. Yeah, thanks for that, because that is probably a massive pain. I did retime them all and give like timestamps and everything, so yeah. They're all last place, by the way. Literally every single one is last place, because I kind of play for the all challenges run and not the IL runs. I do want to get better at ILs in this game, like just explosives expert. My PB is a 326.55. Mango has a 303 and Mac Morgan has a 213. Now I understand that the 213 is absolutely never going to be viable for a run, because that was a very, very lucky run in terms of the items given there. But still, like, I want to at least be able to challenge for that, you know? In fact, that's faster than Dungeon Crawl. Dungeon Crawl world record is 249, also by Mac Morgan, who is just cracked at this game, because second place is 320. Like, everyone's kind of close together, 320, 330, 336. I've got the 336 because I hate grinding Dungeon Crawl on its own. But, yeah, Mac Morgan's just absolutely cracked. Not every challenge can have Scarecrow 5, true. Yeah, I did say I was going to do some 1 to 20. I honestly just want to call it for the day. I'm kind of done. We will do more of this in the future, though. I'm planning maybe to do this on Monday, so we will be seeing more Rack and Slay. And I obviously did a lot of it last week anyway, but I kind of want to just chill for the night. So that's going to be it. We are going to find someone to raid. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks, Stoopy, as well, for the questions during that run. It is always nice to have questions to sort of spring off of and do during submission runs. So that is going to be really nice. And the fact that we actually managed to get sub-hour, I was a bit worried we weren't going to get sub-hour there, but we did manage to do it. Let's see who's live. Oh, Cell's live. Oh, I gotta go raid Cell. I gotta go raid Cell. So, she's doing our last stream before SGDQ. I don't know if she's going in person, maybe. Possibly. Anyway, so we're gonna go raid Cell. Cell is a runner of this game. Yeah, always here to make the submissions look good. Exactly. So we're going to go and raid Cell. She is a mod of this game as well. I contained myself and didn't mention Yuri. I'm proud of you. So we're going to go Road Cell. Thanks everyone for watching today. We are going to be back on Saturday with 3D Land speedruns. We will also be doing Clubhouse, maybe some co-op runs in there. And then at 7 PM, we'll be heading on over to Pixel Perfect Marathon for our 3-player co-op run with Jupi and Kyra. So thanks everyone for watching. See you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.